So we will see what are attributes in TestNG and what is the significance of those attribute and values. So let's make a package here just for the demonstration. I'm making a project here, a package here, naming it as TestNG attribute demo. And inside that we need a class. So new normal Java class and giving it a name as, let's say, test class 1, any random name. And here we'll make our annotations, means test cases. So when we write @test, it is actually a test case. You can give any name. I'm just giving test case 1. So, and we'll write something so that it will be clear that this test case is executed. So we'll see some attributes like priority and enabled is equals to true, false, and depends on and group today and invocation count. Let's see one by one. So I'm writing here nothing but inside test case 1. I'm just putting it here. We have to put in double quote as we are using system.out.println. So, and you have to import TestNG annotation. So let's put it here like invocation count is equals to 3. So let's execute this, right click, run as TestNG test. So if you see here, this test case is executed 3 times. So it's showing us in the TestNG report that test case 1 out of 3 executed in 0.018 seconds. Test case number 2, test case number 3. This is showing in the result, and obviously it will come into the emailable report also. We don't have to check at the moment. So 3 test case executed, 3 passed. Let's see the another annotation. So we can have enabled is equals to false, and let's make another test case so that it will clear which test case is executed and which one is not executed. Let's execute this class again. This time, if you see in the result, it's saying test 1 3 times it has been executed, and test 3 is just 1 time because we didn't put any invocation count. So when we don't put the invocation count, it is 1 time, but it didn't execute this test case, right? Because we did enabled is equals to false. Priority we have already talked about, so I'm not covering that thing. Priority is just to decide which test case should be executed first and then following on. Let's talk about depends on. So as of now, I'm making it true so that all the test cases will be executed, and I'm deleting this as well, invocation count. So here, if I write depends on method is equals to, and here you have to provide the method name. So I'm writing it here, and let's execute this again. What will happen, we'll see. So this time, if you see, test case 2 is executed first. Test case number 2 is executed first, and then 3, and then test case 1. Okay, because test case 1 was depending on test case number 2. It doesn't mean that it will be executed immediately after that, but once this is finished, then only it will be executed. So it depends on method. Is it clear? Let's make it failed. So let's have only 2 test cases, so it will be very clear what is happening. So let's make this test case as failed one. So what to do? We just put assert true and put false. So automatically this test case will get failed. So let's execute this. This time, if you'll see, it's saying test case 2 is executed and test case 1 is actually skipped. One test case is failed. Because this test case is failed, you don't have to execute this test case because the test case on which it is depending on is already failed. So let's make it pass this time. So this time, if we see, both the test case will get executed and both will be passed. Because test case 2 is passed and then it is executing test case 1 and it is also passed. Now we'll see the group. So you can anytime make groups. So it's not group, it's groups. Groups is equals to, and you can put groups is equals to, let's say, sanity. Let's make some more test cases so it will be very clear what is happening group wise. So let's make it 3. So there is test case number 3 and test case number 4. Fine. This time we'll group these 2 test cases, the test case 4 and test case 1, with the same group. Let's say this is also sanity, but test case 3 and 4 I'm deleting the depends on because otherwise it will be a problem. So what we are doing, test case 1 and test case 4 is a part of sanity, and let's say test case 2 and 3 is, I'm just writing REGR, which is regression test. Let me copy this thing again here. Okay, let's execute this time. So if you see here this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is executed in the, there is no dependency. Though those test cases are in a group, but there is no dependency. Right? This is the output. So what we are seeing is the output only. So see, the way it is showing in the TestNG, in the same manner it is executed. So in the console output, if you check, it will say 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside test 1, test case 2, test case 3, test case 4. Yes, in this way it is executed. But what is the significance of group then? Because you can control the groups, you can execute a particular group through TestNG XML. So let's see that example. We have this example here where you can group it and check. So for example, method group. If you want to execute a particular group, so you have to write group. So you can say, I want to execute a particular group. So for example, we'll make the same TestNG thing and we'll see how we can do this thing. So for example, let's make XML file first. So we already have check.xml. Here we will change something. So in this, we have our package name as TestNG attribute demo. I'm copying it and putting it here. And my class name is test class 1. Let's say as of now I'm deleting it. And now if I put what group I have to run, I'm copying it. And so through TestNG class, TestNG XML, you can control which group you want to run and which group you don't want to run. So there is an include and exclude also. So groups, okay, that groups has to be closed also. Let me copy that thing. So I'll write here include name penalty. As of now, we are not sure what will get executed. Let's see. So this time we have to execute the XML, not the class. So let's run this. And this time, if you see, only test case 1 and test case 4 is getting executed because you have instructed that include sanity only. So it's a good example when you have 100 test cases and you want to execute only sanity test cases. Sanity test cases are generally the test cases whenever a new build is coming, you want to execute the overview functionalities. You want to check not in-depth thing, you want to cover all the tabs, all the functionality, it is working or not in overview manner. Once that is passed, then only you will execute the regression test cases. So let me change the name as, let's say, REGF. I want to run only regression test cases this time. So I'm changing it here. Let's run it again. So this time, if you see, only test case 2 and 3 is executed because we have instructed to run only REGF. Good thing is you can have another class. Let's say there is a test class 1, there is another test class 2, and there you can have again regression and sanity. But you want to execute only the regression from all the classes or only the sanity test cases from all different classes. That will be very helpful. Fine. So this is one thing I want to give the demo. Another thing is, let's see what are the parameters you can pass. Let's understand the parameters part now. You can pass the parameter from XML file. So what is the syntax for that? You have to put parameters. Name is equals to this, value is equals to this. So I am putting this thing. So let's copy this and you can put this before, just after the test. Let me confirm again, just before the test, sorry. So we have to put just before the test tag in XML file. So I want to send one parameter from XML file. I want to send a parameter first name, which may be used as a test data. which may be used as a configuration element. So as of now, I am putting first name is equals to some name, John, Doy, some name. So how to capture this value while executing the test case? So what we have to do, it's given into the TestNG documentation that you can have it at the level wherever you have written @test. So I'll capture the same thing. So go to the test case. So you are executing regression as of now. So here you'll put it like this: parameters, first name, you have to import the TestNG thing, and then because you have a parameter, you have to capture that parameter, and the parameter will come as one argument here, and here you can print it, or you can use it. So if you want to send it as a send key somewhere in element, you can do it. So for example, what we did is, let's check it again. In the XML file, we have just written parameter name is equals to first name. This name is given by us. You can have anything, and value is equals to this. This value you want to pass it from the XML. So that's why we have put it here, because we are going to execute XML. Now this should be captured in some test case. So what we have written before @test annotation, we have written @parameters in the bracket parameters, whatever you want to capture. So it's not like that you can give only one parameter. You can have as many parameters after this. Again, the second line will come as parameter name is equals to, let's say, last name, value is equal to something. Let's say you want to pass user ID and password to some test case. That is possible through parameters. What will happen this time? Let's see. This time what I will do, I will run in a debug mode. So let's run check XML in debug mode, debug as TestNG suite. If you see here, it has come to this point in the test case, this point, and I'm hovering over fname. See, John Doe has come, and it has come from the XML. Because in the test class, I have not written anything like John Doe. In the test class, did we write anything? No. So we are taking it from the XML. So in this way, you can take as many parameters from the XML. It all depends on how your test cases are written, what is your requirement. Sometimes people do is like, based on the parameter, what you have passed as a browser type, you open a particular kind of browser. If the parameter is, let's say, browser is Chrome, so you will invoke the Chrome browser. If you can put simply if else part here. So let's say this is a browser type you can get, and if this string is Chrome, you will invoke the Chrome browser. If it is Firefox, you invoke the Firefox. The rest of the code is same, right? So this is an example of all the attributes and parameters. Thank you. Thanks a lot.